Welcome to the Dabble Den with your hosts, Tori Snyder, Dan Brown, and Danny Castro. You are back in the den for a TV movie episode. We're going to let you guys know some stuff that's dropping over the next week that you should check out. You know, we're kind of hopefully on this post-COVID stuff, so we're going to start getting some movies at the theaters and some new TV shows. But I'll go ahead and kick us off with Reno 911. So our favorite officers in tight short shorts are back again to on Quibi. So when Quibi launched, they had picked up Reno 911 and did a new season. You know, Quibi is the network that does the. Do you guys remember how long are the episodes?
It's like 10 or 15 minutes. It's not long.
They're short, but I don't know for sure. I don't have Quibi. I've heard one of the only things people did watch was Reno 911. So we're getting a second season on Quibi. That launches on August 24th. I think it was 6 to 10 episodes. So if you're ready to get back in some of the raunchy ridiculousness of Reno 911, hop on Quibi, and then you're gonna get your dose of it. You guys 911 fans?
Man, that is so old. But it was good. I mean, I remember, was it Comedy Central, right?
Comedy Central.
Yeah, I remember laying in bed, late at night when I wasn't supposed to be watching that channel and seeing Reno 911 come on, and I was laughing my ass off, like 12 years old, watching this stuff come on.
And then I think the entire cast came back, and most of these.
Thomas Lennon is there.
Yeah, everybody is back, and a lot of these actors and actresses, have moved on to like a lot bigger shows, and but they're back for Reno 911. So
Niecy Nash is back too. Yeah, with all the stuff she's got going on.
That's awesome.
All right, Dan, what do you got for us this week?
All right, so what I've got for you is not necessarily new, but it is now dropping on a streaming service that actually probably most of you have. So Cobra Kai seasons 1 and 2 are coming to Netflix August 28th. Now, for those of you that may have gotten the free trial for YouTube television to watch the season 1, but maybe didn't get to finish season 2 like me, this is going to be awesome. I saw season 1. It really brought back that love and feeling of watching the movies growing up. It picks off, the rivalry is still there. Phenomenal, but it takes the other side of the fence, right? We're not following Danny around anymore. So I think Rotten Tomatoes actually gave it like 100%, when it did its thing, which is on its own amazing. Season 2, I think got the high 80s. So I'm looking forward to being able to catch up on season 2 because again, it was a great series. Just it was YouTube television, and I wasn't going to do that. So
Danny, you've watched the first season, right?
Mm-hmm.
So based on that, was Danny really just the evil one? Like when we look at the different perspective, Cobra Kai was really the victim here, right?
So it puts it into that perspective, right? And watching it now, yeah, Danny's still being kind of a prick, throughout this series, right? So let's I'll let the viewers decide for themselves, but you start watching them old movies again and going, wait a minute, is there something else to this? Definitely something else to it.
I think that was an episode of How I Met Your Mother that Barney's favorite character ever was what's the bad guy's name from The Karate Kid? I can't even remember, but that's his favorite person of all time, and he feels like he was the victim and he's the good guy of the movie.
Yeah. So I'm super excited that Netflix was able to pick this up from YouTube. Because I think a lot of people are really going to enjoy this.
I'm excited. I didn't do the YouTube trial and I missed it, but then it's hard, when you go on Rotten Tomatoes and it pops up down the bottom right, like shows with 100%, and you would see Cobra Kai consistently like super high ratings. So I figured it must be good, and it's going to hit that nostalgia button for you too. So yeah. I'm super excited for it.
This was a perfect transition to another Amazon Prime show, Inside the Boys.
So you guys, The Boys, I'm sure we'll be talking about it in a couple of weeks. Super excited. Loved that show. What's dropping this week is the first episode of Aisha Tyler's Inside the Boys Prime Rewind. So it's going to be kind of like Talking Dead with Chris Hardwick, but it's Aisha Tyler. She's great. If you've seen her on, she's a great moderator. She does tons of panels at the Comic-Con, so she's going to be amazing at this, and that's probably the most important part. But it's going to be a deep dive into the episode of The Boys that drops each week, and then this is kind of the setting the stage for the new season we're about to get. So I'm super pumped for The Boys, and then I do like the behind the scenes shows when the moderator's good. So, and then I have a lot of faith in her. So I'm excited for this.
Yeah, really.
I'm excited for The Boys next week. So, but yeah, Inside the Boys, if it's gonna prep us this week, I'm ready for The Boys next week. Yeah.
I do love those insider things. You get like all these cool tidbits on the show that you end up having to scour the internet for, but it's all like open just right there.
Yeah. So we'll be talking a lot more of The Boys next week for you guys. So Sam, what do you got for us?
So I have the personal history of David Copperfield, and it's actually based on the Dickinson book. So it follows, the guy through his life. But what's really interesting is like they have a lot of really good actors in this. The main actor I hadn't heard of, but like they've got Peter Capaldi, who played the 12th Doctor in Doctor Who. They have
your favorite Doctor, isn't it?
No. We'll have a Doctor Who episode, and we'll go on who's the best. Back to the personal history. So the other guy, Hugh Lowry's actually in it, which I thought was pretty interesting. So I'll be interested to see if he is a similar House-ish character in this movie. But go check it out. It's coming to the theaters. I don't know if it's a widely released. I haven't seen where it's just limited release, but it's coming out August 28th. So I think you're right. I think our flow from no COVID movies, it's finally getting back, where we're finally getting more movies back, starting with last week's Unhinged, but now we're seeing this and a few other upcoming movies, which will be awesome to get back to the theater for.
I'm excited to see Peter Capaldi and Hugh Laurie in the same movie together. I think that's good.
I want to see this. I want to see those two in the same movie. It'll be interesting.
I just hope it's the House version, not the 101 Dalmatian version.
That's what I was going to say. I'm excited to the theaters are coming. Yeah, so you're going to get 2 screens are still going to be playing Unhinged. Hopefully Train to Busan's a little bit wider. You'll get a couple screens playing David Copperfield. And there'll probably still be a couple playing Goonies and Empire Strikes Back and other stuff. But we're getting wide releases. That means our fantasy movie league can start back up. Yeah. Oh, that's good. I'm going to say that for a gym. That's going to be my next gym. Okay, get that.
All right, so let's talk about movies I like. The Binge is coming to Hulu. If you don't know what The Binge is, it's okay. I'll tell you. So if you've ever watched The Purge, where you have 24 hours just to murder whoever the heck you want, well, think about being able to party, having no consequence, doing any type of drug you want for 24 hours. That is what The Binge is. That's all you need to know. But it also is, if you're wondering, I would characterize it as a Vince Vaughn film.
Oh.
So he's the lead in there.
Is it? And then that one's on Hulu?
Hulu, yeah. I like the Hulu movies. They make me laugh.
Yeah.
They drop some good ones.
They really do. Now, this is the moment I've been waiting for 2 years. 2 long years. I hope this happens. I really do. I don't want them to pull the curtain up from underneath me at the last moment this week. The New Mutants finally are going to arrive. I'm excited. It's one of my favorite. We've talked about comics. It was one of my favorite comics because of X-Force. I love Deadpool. I love Cable. They're not in it, but you have Cannonball. You have who else do you have? You have Magic in there. Yeah. Wolfsbane. So you have all the great central New Mutant characters going wild, having nightmarish fun, terror. It's going to be fun. I saw the panel for Comic-Con. They released some of the footage. It looked so much better than I thought it was when it first was announced. Because before, I think they were just in the asylum, locked up, and it was dark, dreary. But really, you didn't know what was going on. There's some pretty good effects here, so I'm excited.
This is going to be awesome. I mean, this is not only is it New Mutants, and we've, like Danny said, we've been waiting on this one for a while. This is also going to be the big start of our superhero movies coming back to the theaters, right? We were supposed to get Black Widow back in May, and now we're having to wait till November, and so this is it. We've said it all up, so maybe this is it. Maybe we're going. So we're excited.
I'm super excited. To be honest, I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to get pulled and like pushed back. But I hope it happens. But
John the non-believer.
I don't think it's going to happen. But I'm 1000% agree with you, Danny. Like I watched the panel, the San Diego Comic-Con at Home panel, and then between listening to them talk and seeing the teasers they showed during the panel, I'm like, how has this been pushed back for years? It looks really good. The cast is great. You know, you got you know, back when Game of Thrones and Stranger Things were like the number 1 and 2 things there were, you know, like I don't know how this kept on getting pushed back. It looks amazing. And it's horror.
Because Mutants, right? We're you know, that's when we start talking about the studio wars, right? We have Mutants, which were Fox Studios that got purchased out by Disney. Maybe that's the reason we had such a weird transitional phase for the movie just getting released.
I wonder
It's
that
also like
too.
a darker horror type of a genre too.
Yeah, I wonder if like maybe Fox didn't have enough money, and then now that Disney bought them out, they maybe already had a script and an idea, and so Disney might have just kind of ran with it.
No, it was in the can. It was in the can done before Disney bought 20th Century.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was just, it still had some reshoots and editing they were talking about, but it had, I think 29, it had a release date pre-Disney 20th Century, and then it got lost in that limbo, and we were wondering, is it ever even going to get released? And then so you get like this feeling in your brain of this is going to suck. You know, it's going to be X-Men Apocalypse or, you know, or X-Men Dark Phoenix or whatever the last one was. But I'm pretty excited for it. I love horror. So yeah, superhero horror looks cool. I can't say it, but I like it.
Hey, you know what? The X-Men Apocalypse, the saving grace is that it had Olivia Munn, and I love Olivia Munn.
No, that was not a saving grace.
It was. Hey, Olivia Munn may be coming back to us. G4 may be coming back.
Oh yeah. Danny, what do you got to close us out with? I think you got one more, right?
Disney Plus. I don't have Disney Plus, but I do know Phineas and Ferb. Phineas and Ferb, I was too old to really supposed to enjoy it, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. And this is another movie. This is their second, I think there's their second movie in the whole story, or maybe third, but this is their first Disney Plus movie. So Phineas and Ferb coming out this week, August 28th. Watch it. It's good fun for the kids, for everybody. If you like nostalgia, Phineas and Ferb. If you have young kids, Phineas and Ferb. If you have Disney Plus and want to see something new, Phineas and Ferb. Candace against the universe.
I can definitely get into. I think she'd enjoy Phineas and Ferb.
I like their character design. They're just so odd and fun.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Well, do you have Disney Plus?
I do.
Phineas and Ferb.
Nah, probably. I'll take your word for it. All right, guys. Well, that's some. We've missed some. Obviously, we can never cover everything, but that's some of the shows, movies that you should check out this week. Hopefully, we'll see you all at the theaters for New Mutants, because it's going to need to make some money, or we're not going to get any more mutant movies. So support your mutants.
Exactly. Yes.
Until the boys, and then it's superheroes suck. You know. So.
We'll talk about more about the boys next week. We will not shut up about the boys next week. But yeah, the boys.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us in the Dabble Den. Make sure to like, subscribe, share. Thanks for joining us, Sam. It was great to have you. I appreciate all the hard work you guys. Make sure and thank Sam online or some. She's the one that makes this show happen. Is all the behind the scenes, getting the edit and everything ready. So we could not do it without her. Thanks for joining us this week.
It's been fun. It's been fun.
All right. Thanks, everyone. We're out. Have a good week.
See you guys.